Hi, this is Rachel Tucker from Wicked. We're here at Gay Pride 2010. You're listening to the Joel Kafetz Show, and it's Defying Gravity.
You certainly are listening to the Joel Kafetz Show, and that was Florence and the Machines, their beautiful song. Now, the UK's first lesbian drama has been on BBC Three over the last couple of weeks, and it's proved a massive hit. And I'm delighted to say that Harriet Braun, who created it, joins me on the phone now.
Hiya.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. Now, it's absolutely lovely to have you on the Joel Kafetz Show.
It's great to be here.
First of all, congratulations on the success of Lip Service. You must be totally delighted about it.
I am, yeah. I'm very pleased.
And it all came about, I read that it came about when a TV production company asked you to conceive a lesbian drama. I mean, what was your initial reaction?
It was sort of mixed because obviously the L Word had been on in the States and had gone for 5 or 6 seasons it was 5 seasons by then, I think, and so I'd been an avid watcher of that and kind of thought, wow, do I really want to follow in its footsteps? And then I thought, well, there's definitely room for a UK-based lesbian drama. That can't be the only lesbian drama. So so I said yes. I decided to go ahead.
Very brave move there. I bet you're glad you did now, though.
Yeah, no, I am. I am pleased I did, yeah.
Wow. And I bet people who are listening are wondering, where did all the characters come from? I mean, let's start off with the main character, Frankie.
Well, I think all of the characters sort of come from, it's like building a character is a bit like doing a collage. You sort of take bits of yourself and bits of other people that you may have known or know, and you sort of put it all together and come up with a character. So I think, that's where they all come from, really. They're all sort of filtered through me, so I suppose there's bits of me in all of them as well.
What bits of you are in Frankie? I'm intrigued now. Now, Frankie, for anyone who's not seen it, I can't believe you've not seen it if you haven't, but Frankie is like she's a very cool character. She's probably the sort of person you want to have a fling with, not a relationship, or she's not really a relationship, the kind of marrying type, is she?
No, she's not.
She always looks a bit pissed off as well, doesn't she, bless her?
She's a bit of a commitment phobe, I think, and she's quite troubled. What bits of me? I think her irreverence. I think it's really fun when you're writing a character to... Sometimes, the characters can sort of be the bits of you that you never dare to be, if you like. They can say the things that you didn't think of in the conversation to say. You can put them there. Or they can do the irreverent things that you may not... you may think about doing, but you wouldn't do. Maybe Frankie's those bits of me.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a good thing, though. That's a really good thing. It's very relationship-based, and also there's lots of sex in it, which I think is brilliant to see lesbians having sex on television, which you just don't normally see. I was quite shocked initially at the amount of sex in it, but there also, you do sort of touch on various issues, and there's comedy in it as well. I mean, what has the reaction been from people who've spoken to you about it?
Well, I think the reaction can be very mixed. I mean, there's certainly... it was quite interesting that one week they put a question on the Facebook page, what do you want to see in next week's episode? And about, 70 lesbians all said more sex. So clearly it's going down well with, certain lesbians. I think, I made a definite decision to put quite frank sex scenes in because it was one of the things I really liked about the L Word, and I don't think there are that many images of lesbians having sex on television, and I think it's important for lesbians to have representations of their sex lives and ones that form an alternative, to the images that saturate the internet. I think in terms of something that sort of quite surprised me in terms of reviews, certainly, was that certain, particularly, I think straight male reviewers made the assumption that those sex scenes had been put there to cynically to attract male viewers, and they kind of entirely overlooked the notion that maybe there would be lesbian viewers who might like to see their sex lives on screen. Because that certainly wasn't my motivation for doing that. Certainly wasn't to titillate male viewers. It was for the lesbian audience.
And I think it's great for young lesbian women who are coming out, to see other people having sex and to see that on such a big channel.
Absolutely. I think I would have loved to have seen something like this when I was, initially coming out and younger. I think it would have had a huge impact. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important that those images, and they're there, and also all of them arise out of story and are very character-driven. You know, they're all coming out of stories about, you know, women lusting after each other or, you know, falling in love with each other, and they're in that context, and they also tell you something about the character, the characters. So, you know, that's another reason why they're there.
No, totally. And we had Heather Peace, who plays Sam, on the show a couple of weeks ago, and the response to her has just been gigantic. I've never had such a big response from the audience. And they absolutely adore her. I mean, her character, they've really kind of taken her to their hearts. And, and Sam, just for anyone who's not actually caught lip service yet, she kind of goes out with Kat, who the lead character, Frankie, used to date.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I made that sound a bit more complicated than it probably is, really. But we've got a little sneak peek at episode 4. Now, in this scene that you're just about to hear, Kat is going to introduce her new girlfriend, Sam, to her parents. And the people that you hear at the beginning of the clip are Kat's parents, and they're all having dinner in a restaurant.
I think this is lovely. Jerry, for goodness sake. He likes to build things. Jerry, I was just saying, this is lovely, isn't it?
Yes, it's nice to see you all. Thank you for making you know.
And to meet Kat's new girlfriend. Super. And a policewoman. Have you been at the Nick this morning, Sam?
Actually, I've been in court giving evidence against a serial rapist.
Rape? Now, that is not very nice.
Conjunctivitis is not very nice, Mother. Breaking a fingernail is not very nice. But rape, I think, qualifies as something slightly worse than that.
She takes things very literally, our Catherine. Always has. I think she might be slightly autistic.
That clip makes me laugh. I mean, there's comedy in it. There's a lot of comedy in it. I mean, there's another character, Tess, who's the real kind of comedy character in it, isn't she?
Yeah, no, she gets a lot of the a lot of the comic stuff. In retrospect, you know, some of our most difficult or awkward moments end up being retrospectively, you know, very funny. So dinner party anecdote fodder, really, kind of, you know. At the time, they might seem tragic, but they're actually, you know, fairly laughable when you look back.
No, absolutely. And I suppose the other thing is you wrote the drama for BBC Three.
That's right.
So, you know, at BBC Three, for anyone who's not in the UK, who's listening in other countries around the world, it's quite a young audience, really.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's definitely sort of, it's a channel that's definitely, you know, targeting kind of young viewers, and it was certainly written with that in mind. Not to say that other people can't enjoy it. I think they certainly can, and friends of mine in their 30s and whatever, you know, enjoy it a lot. So.
And I mean, would you say that BBC study that came out a couple of weeks ago was talking about how people want an authentic portrayal of lesbian and gay life? I mean, I'm assuming when you set out to write a drama, if you write an authentic portrayal of life, it's probably a bit boring. I mean, is that something you wanted to do, or?
Well, I certainly wanted the lesbian characters to seem authentic to a lesbian audience. I mean, obviously, if you take sort of an authentic portrayal of life in its sort of wider sense, then yeah, that would be very boring because people spend a lot of time watching telly or
making tea.
You know. So no, of course, I kind of wanted it to seem. Certainly wanted lesbian characters to seem authentic to a lesbian audience, but I don't think any television drama would want to be totally authentic in terms of life because it would be very dull.
A lot of people are saying maybe it's not perhaps as authentic as they want it to be. I mean, how have you reacted to that?
Well, I think you can't please all of the lesbians all of the time in the sense that it's 6 hours of drama and there's only been one lesbian show before this. So I think there's a whole great weight of expectation around a lesbian drama that simply wouldn't be there with a straight drama because there are so many of them. So I think that if you please one group of lesbians, the chances are there'll be another group who aren't pleased because it really comes down to, you know, do you like this particular 6 hours of drama and this particular television show? And I think to certain people are saying it feels very authentic to them, and inevitably there'll be other people whose life experience is different, or this particular show doesn't chime with them. But it would be, I would say, considering how diverse lesbians are in their interests and, you know, whatever, I think to please all of them with one 6-hour drama would be fairly impossible.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to please Jane. You know, I'm trying to please one lesbian. So you've pleased 600,000 viewers, so I think you're doing pretty well. I've got my work cut out. Look, she's giving me a look now. But no, I know what you mean. And I think one storyline really got me, actually, in episode 3. The story, Kat, one of the characters, she tells her boss that she has a partner who's a woman. And after that, you know, she faces a lot of prejudice and bigotry from him. And I really related. That really got me, actually. So I think there are issues in it, as well as obviously being a relationship-based drama. And also you explore straight men, lesbian lady relationships.
Indeed.
In the show, which I think is really interesting. Well, what I also thought was interesting was there were no gay men. I haven't seen any gay men in the show yet.
That wasn't really calculated. I suppose that something I hadn't seen before was the friendships between straight men and gay women. And I guess that was something that I thought, oh, well, I haven't seen that before. That's, you know, I have straight male friends, and that's something I'd like to look at. And I guess because we only had it, you know, I was sort of, because of the 6 hours of drama, you don't want to explore too many characters because then things would become too diluted. So I guess that certainly in this series, I'm like, if there's another one, who knows? But
see, if you get next series, how about a Jewish gay radio presenter character?
I'll certainly bear that in mind.
Look at me shamelessly touting for work there. I am.
Would you actually want to appear in it?
I'd love to be in it, yeah. It'd be great. Fantastic. Let's talk, Harriet. Let's do lunch in that kind of showbiz way. Now, I know Lip Service has been in Diva magazine recently.
Indeed, I loved the article in Diva magazine.
And so, Jane, I mean, Jane's actually been on the show a few weeks ago talking about Lip Service, and you're a big fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it's really great. I mean, what you were saying before, Harriet, about you know, how important it is to see lesbian sexuality portrayed on the TV. Like, how important it is for lesbian to get a healthy kind of sex sort of image of their own
of sex,
because, you know, that's really important for kind of mental health and physical health and, you know, our general development. So
I think also often images of sort of lesbians on screen are quite desexualized. You know, there's sort of a chaste kiss, and I think that's altogether conceived of as sort of less threatening. You know, it's kind of, so I don't know. I think for that reason as well, kind of showing, you know, women being passionate about women.
Yeah, and you can't really win either way, can you? Because if you know, you either have people, you either have the kind of chase kiss, or you have people saying, "Oh, you're being kind of sensationalist," like that.
And also, the alternative is to, you know, if you were to make a show and think, well, we can't show images of lesbian sex because, you know, it might titillate someone, or, you know, might be accused of titillating men or wanting to titillate men, or, you know, or being sensationalist. Then what's the alternative would be to have none.
Yeah.
Which would make the show all about men, because you'd be doing that in order to not offend any. Do you see what I mean? I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Basically, Harriet, you can't win. Really, you can't please all the lesbians.
I
think
the time.
All the time.
I know that. I try and do that every day. I fail miserably.
I'm going to try and please Jane for the next hour. That's my aim, and I mean that in a healthy, nice way. That really came out wrong. I'm not sure where this interview's going now. Harriet, it is so. Dear. Harriet, it's a real pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.